And let's see, it should be on. Double check. Refresh. Alright, good. Now, let's see. We have Falgrim here. And Bad Shot.
Anybody there?
Team chat.
What
Hey,
up?
hey,
Good.
team.
Joining the team is always wonderful. Much appreciated.
Man, I'm the only
We're
gold
on
in this game.
defense. Silver gold.
We're here to tank.
Because I'm
Kill it.
bad.
Because you're bad, I'm bad. My name is Bad Shot. That's how bad I am.
Alright. What is the comp
But I'm like super bad because
that we
I'm
Yeah,
see?
but it's bad shot
The
101.
full one. There's no heals yet.
Yeah.
I think I
Like,
saw.
I have a class on how to be bad.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come?
So what could we do? Your positioning, taking high ground is
I know
good.
you want to play healer. I can feel it.
I
in your
still
body.
don't.
Played this
You
game
still
long
don't
enough,
know
you know
exactly
too.
what we're running. Okay, you're running Zen, so you do have a healer. So, but it is Zenyatta. Your 2 DPS are good. There's nothing wrong. And you
don't
still
wanna
have
be
yet
that
to
guy.
pick the basics first. That is, it feels bad so far. Oof.
That's also a possibility.
That's a oof.
How long do they give them? Do they have until the game starts?
Let's see.
Someone should probably
Soldier,
go
can you go get him? And a May?
play around this.
Wing Mercy.
I don't want to.
They have a Bastion. So let's see.
that's
Urian. How did he get there? What happened?
Bastion.
They're running the Bastion. and a Widow.
Bastion
The
Widow.
Widow.
And
That was a
May.
bad
Play
bubble.
around this corner. I don't want to be in the Widow.
So the reason why that was a bad bubble is because number one, you're not taking damage. You're behind a shield. You walk out in front of a shield with the bubble. You don't walk out in front of. If you walked out in front of the shield and then the Bastion starts shooting you, then you could bubble to get some energy there. You could probably, but yeah, because you walked out with bubble, they're not gonna shoot you. They're just gonna shoot a different part of the shield for right now. Is like the worst thing
Oh,
they
that's
can
a
do.
Bastion.
Not a bad bubble,
Make
but
the ice block.
what you could have done is because he's dead, unless because if his shield against the Bastion is good, the Mei might freeze him. If the Mei freezes him, he dies, and you can get some charge. But he's in a real bad spot. You unluckily got slept.
I pinned the Bastion.
Bastion is
I
pinned,
got him.
and
Reinhardt on me.
were-
Reinhardt, Ana.
you took some form of damage. You got lucky that the Widow was shooting at you. I'm gonna give it that because I don't think you had enough awareness to know that the Widow was shooting you, but you might have.
Mercy are in this room.
Well, what you could have done is
Mercy no res. Kill the
Yeah.
Bastion. Watch for those Widow
That was a
on the
good
side of the
bubble.
bridge.
that was not a bad bubble, and it was a good bubble. But so what happened was that you guys are fighting a Bastion. Your team isn't with you. You are staying with your main tank, which is good, but the rest of your team is too scared, I guess, to fight in the lines of sight of Widowmaker. I mean, if you waited, let's say you took this fight because you went with Reinhardt, which was good because Reinhardt is your savior, but sometimes Reinhardt is way out of position up here. And if he fought around the corner here in the beginning,
Bastion and a Widow.
It's a Widow.
how did he get down? So he
Play
just,
around this corner.
yeah, play around the corner. He drops. He just straight up walks off. Like he's like, nah, screw this high ground here. High ground is not bad against Bastion. It's not good against Bastion. That's why Bastion is played on this map sometimes, a lot of the time.
Want to be in the Widow.
And Widow has no grapple, and she missed the shot. Lucky you guys. And he gets walled. Now, What you could be doing is you drop down, you just drop right behind you, behind bridge, and then you poke at them and waiting for it. But because Ryan is in, your team is in, which isn't great. It's not ideal. If you fought the corner, like if he, I know it's not you, but
Oh, that's a bastion.
if you guys fought at the corner here, waited for the cart to just push, while you guys tried to avoid choke or use your or poke and use their shield as much as possible, you might be able to get it, which is nice. But Ryan's out there, you get slapped, and it should be a lost fight.
Pin the bastion.
Pin the bastion was you bubbled, you get shot a couple times. So your target, okay. So your target prioritization as well is a little bit, but like you're out of position for one. Your target priority, but I'm gonna look at. I'm just trying to still figure out what the main thing that gets you up is. I think you'd use bubbles too early. If you waited, like if you took the time and just played comp and said, "I'm gonna wait on bubbles 1 second," like just wait on a bubble. Oh, be perfect. Because the way you did it over here is that if you bubbled him in there, it was good because you didn't know if he was going to go back in or not. But it was an okay bubble, but it could have been a great bubble. Because he wasn't in immediate threat yet because the Bastion wasn't shooting him. He was if the Bastion was shooting him, which he should have done. But the Bastion is no awareness, of course. Good target switch. Feels bad that you could do that. That was a good one. And now you're... So what you should have done with this bubble is not like, oh, I can get a massive amount of charge and then proceed to die with it. It was a lost fight because their widow picked off that and you lost both your supports. So, yeah, that wasn't too bad because you got ult. But the reason why it wasn't too bad was because the fight was over and you were charging your ult. That wasn't too bad. Ideally, if your team isn't dead, you use your bubble to get out, regroup for a quick thing, and try to retake.
Got the brine.
But you guys got caught out of position hard. Soldier's still fighting. Soldier dies.
Run,
Soldier dies. Soldier lives.
Fall back, your tanks are coming.
End quote.
We walk slowly.
They're waiting for you guys. Good for them. Widow is watching the window. So see, look, like if you waited, like if you didn't go out with bubble, but if you went out, bubbled, and then went back, like you have shields. So the way shields work right here, right? Because you waited till you started taking a bit of damage, or no, your damage came after because you initiated that peak with bubble. But if you waited until after, then you would be fine and a lot better. But you didn't do that. If the Bastion started shooting you, then you started that, it'd be great because then you'd get an extra 30 to 20% charge because Bastion is Bastion and does a lot of damage. So what happens is, that was a good bubble, you take a headshot from Widow, but Widow's dead. What are you bubbling? Yourself. Bastion's not shooting you. Ryan's not on you. The Widow is dead. I think it's definitely if you wait on bubbles. So if you do not bubble, and you do not do this, and you do not do that, which is good.
What?
So the reason why that was a what was because it's unlucky, but got the fight here.
Anna back left. I'm contesting.
So you're waiting for your cooldowns. That was a darn good bubble. You got shot. Now if you waited, so let's say you had bubble, because bubble's off cooldowns.
What?
Couldn't use it. Now you use it. No.
I'm on Widow.
You're still not taking any damage. Your goal
Just
should be
stay
to.
on the cart. Fight on the cart. Fight on the cart.
Yep, good bubble there.
Cart.
But
Cart.
pause. Hello. You left your mercy die, which just happened.
What is back left? Down main.
You're at a high
Can
charge
you guys
when you
switch
peek
to a
Widow.
dive? And get them to
They want you to switch.
I can use my ult first, then I can do that.
What is counter red? Mercy counter red.
So you're gonna get frozen? No? Okay. You're asleep though.
Widow behind the cart.
Left side, left side.
Not a bad grab.
Play cart.
I mean, in this situation, it may wall, but you shut down the Bastion ult, and then he has a turret right there.
Everyone.
Widow back right.
Okay.
You're shooting a shield. Why?
I should set up.
When they
No, I'm frozen. Fuck you, that.
and our Mercy just proceeds to use the bubble. Not a bad bubble. I mean, you had the right idea, but Mercy just hits W and goes into it, dies. A good melee, die. Then we're visoring because we're down in the fight and we want to get a 6k. But we die because that's what happens. Yeah, and you wanted to switch, so that wasn't a bad grab.
Can we get like a tracer instead of a soldier?
It was not a bad grab. Get a tracer instead of. You then got a Widow, so there. As it stands, you're even. So you take high ground, so let's see what happens.
Oh, I didn't have jump. I fucked up. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna.
He's going in alone. Taking poke. And I assume you booster towards them. So that was a bad play because now you have no you've used all the cooldowns. You have no defense matrix. So now and there's a Bastion right here. So let's see if Bastion shoots you. So Bastion has no awareness. And you get away with a lot. Where did Widow go? Widow is... You're going towards Yep. So you die. And your team is staggered.
Bastion 1.
Oof.
Damn. The Mercy pocket's too strong.
So you made gold damage. You know what I like about gold damage? Is that you can sell it at a cash for gold place for the exact same amount as it's worth. Not very much. But yeah, you were doing a lot of damage, but you were caught out of position. So I would work on your cooldown management. Go into games and try to use your cooldowns effectively. Like that, it's good. 'Cause you're trying to poke down the shield, and you're going in, which is fine.
Widow.
Now you hard engage with 150 HP, because you use boosters. You have no escape now. You're in. 150 HP. See what you accomplish. Luckily, you guys use trance, and they are Bastional. So we'll see. Yep, you DM him as much as you can. Base tank it. You are anti, frozen, demeched, because they had ults. Because they built ults when you guys threw them all away at first point. Feels bad. Ana was Zenyatta. Alright. Let's see what happens. So I would say...
You know you have no shield tank to block you, right?
No shield tank. Winston is a shield tank. He has a shield. No, like, stationary shield tank. Yes. So, May's shooting you, which is just fine. So let's see if you get heals.
Widow's got wall hack.
Good Widow. Good.
Just get a Mercy.
That would now you do not pursue Widow. There would be a good way to get cooldowns because you've got this, right? Widow should have died, but you're helping your team, which is fine. You get a kill, yeah. Now boosters. There you go, because Widow's in.
Widow and Anna.
Good defense matrix. Very good defense matrix.
Get this Widow.
Yep. Now see, you used all your cooldowns to go with Winston, which is good. That you understand the synergy of tanks and that they should stick together. That's really good and well thought of. But if you use your cooldowns wrong,
Oh, Widow's one. There we go.
not great.
Alright, let's back up to this card.
Because your positioning isn't great. It's not the worst I've seen positional wise in silver and gold.
I'm gonna take the high ground with Soldier.
Yeah, take the high ground, booster up here. Good. You guys are communicating.
I'm on the
You
back.
guys seem to be doing a lot better.
I'm on the merge, yeah.
You drop without boosters. This is key and important. You have all your cooldowns and you're in the engage. So you are charging everything and you have all your escapes and you have your bomb. So,
Oh, I got it.
see here. You diva bomb. No. So you used, yep. Okay, so but you use boosters to just boost straight at him rather than boost out or boost up to bomb or do anything.
Don't touch the Rhine.
And he kills Bastion.
Yes,
Kills
we got
Ryan.
two. Go, go.
Kills Ryan. Ryan has a shield. Doesn't kill Bastion.
Go, winnable. Bastion
How
coming
did
around.
that not kill Bastion? What?
We got two. Go, go, go. Winnable.
Don't touch the Rhine.
Bastion, I guess, gets barely. But it wasn't a bad bomb. That's exactly what I would have done, you know. So I would have saved my boosters, boosted up and done it maybe, but it was not a bad bomb. See, but you engaged without boosters, which is good. But you have all this stuff now.
Yes, we got two. Go, go, go. Winnable. Bastion coming around. Still alive.
Good defense matrix rockets just straight up on Bastion. Where is Junk though? Junk is just spamming down main. And you guys have your own Bastion. It's very interesting. All
Back
right.
High ground.
Good job that you guys took him out.
I get some heals up here.
Asking for heals. Where is your healer?
What do we have?
There you go. Yep. Bastion ult. Your goal is to defense matrix that.
The bubbles.
Now, I mean, the bubble was still up. I guess, I don't know. Trying to body tank it. So we've traded Bastions, which is okay. And where's your Winston? Your Winston is in their backline, which is awesome. And you are protecting your backline, which is good. So your positioning here is fantastic. I love what you're doing. And your goal as Diva is to protect things. You have the idea and concept of Diva down, which is awesome. I think if you get your cooldown management, which I can teach you how I taught myself cooldown management in competitive, it deranked me 100 SR, but I successfully managed my cooldowns because I had the habit of just, as Ana, throwing my nades on cooldowns. Oh, it's ridiculous. Ryan should die. You boost him. He dies. Bash was rezzed. You got it. Nice. Good job.
I mean,
Got an
sure.
ad. But yeah, we have, I mean, let's see, cooldown management can be taught by not having cooldowns or by, if you're disciplined enough, actively thinking about cooldowns. But if you play the game and not worried about any other part of it, but if you play the game and saying, okay, I'm gonna look at cooldowns and like think about cooldowns and like don't worry about getting kills, don't worry about anything else, just worry about your cooldowns, which is what I did because I was mindlessly healing people. And then like, oh, I could use my nade there. Oh, my nade could have saved him. Or, hey,
what's up,
my Diva rockets could have saved me here rather than. Cause,
back up. Alright.
yep. When did you when did you use boosters
Hey,
here?
what's up, Brian?
So what happened? So you're up here, and your excuse me. Pardon me. All right. So your Winston, he's up here.
I'm feeding.
And I think, yep, and he knows he's feeding. All right, good. So you use boosters to engage on them alone. With a bastion, engaging alone when they have a bastion is very, very detrimental and almost nearly 100% chance of death.
Hold on, back up.
Unless, yeah, demacked, you get shot, you make
Careful,
it
high ground.
out. He's reloading. But you don't know that. There you go. Okay, so you do make it out, which is fine, but they are using that. Doom is high ground. You have no healers now.
We lost our healers. Back up.
The call to back up. Junk should die. He doesn't, which is fine.
Hey, just pull back for healing.
They res the bomb. You get your mech back, and you almost have a diva bomb. So we'll see how it uses this. Defense matrix. That.
Thank you.
So rather than sitting, now this is where positional wise, which is fine, but your positionally hasn't been your worst thing. You've kind of been jacking up your cooldowns, I think. But if you hit around this corner, your Mercy's in the heat. But if you're peeking this corner, like doing a soft peek, that's the ideal scenario. And then you wouldn't have lost your mech, but Diva Bomb, you get one. Unlucky that you died, but preventable.
Oh my god.
Your Mercy is rezzing in front of Bastion. How?
Get that off, Mercy.
I don't know.
We can win this.
Oh, she didn't. She dies, but they got Bastion.
Bastion's down.
Impressive. So you got boosters, you boost in,
Anna behind cart.
shooting their Mercy.
Sleeping behind them.
You're sleeping.
Mercy's half.
You-
On the Mercy, on the Mercy.
Down.
Mercy gets out of that alive because she's Mercy, and both your tanks were on her, and neither one of you have DPS burst damage,
Anna.
which is a feels bad. Like you guys were perfectly good there. There was nothing you could do.
Anna Mercy at the same time.
I mean, you probably. Well, let's see here. Was there anything else that you could have done differently? Like they had Doom
Anna
Fist.
behind cart.
On the Mercy,
Did
on the
Doom
Mercy.
Fist do anything? You got slept.
Mercy's half.
On the Mercy, on the
Where was Anna?
Mercy.
Down.
Oh, Anna's being pocketed by Mercy. So yeah.
Anna Mercy at the same time.
So what's happening here is their healers are just healing each other, and the DPS are just shooting you while you're shooting the healers healing each other. That's
They're one.
They're
Nah.
both one! Oh my god, someone
You
get in
lose
there,
this.
they're killing each other!
yeah.
Vienna!
That makes sense. But you do manage to get the Ana, so there's a glimpse of hope. Switching. This is stall. You lose. Understandable. But yeah, that's a tough scenario though.
How was he aimbotting?
There's no aimbot. Aimbot. Nah, I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, Ryan swung you away.
Wait, can we do Rissa Bastion? Someone go Bastion.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with this comp. What is your comp though?
I can hear the whole game.
Let's see here. What do we have?
Around the Bastion, I see the shield.
Good
No
job
sure.
taking this, looking for that. Just shooting
Turret's on
that.
the right side.
And mate, your
Yeah,
Bastion's
set up on
kind
the
of
cart with it.
on the cart. They're
Yeah.
running Bastion.
Turret down.
So you just tried to hook a turret. So you used it a little early. Cause okay, so what are you trying to hook? Let's focus on your cooldowns. You focus on your cooldowns, you'll climb to gold. I'm sure, no problems. Like I could watch you at some point. We'll find out. Yeah. So what are you trying to kill? You have a Bastion. If you hook their Reinhardt, their entire team collapses because they no longer have a shield. I mean, they don't have a shield because of Bastion anyway.
Behind us.
May's behind. You miss a hook, unlucky. Not bad. Getting that. Peeling for Mercy. Good job there.
Watch for the May.
You have a hook, but you want to
Play behind the shield.
Unlucky.
Sorry to the left.
try to get a hook kill.
And
Sorry,
I'm
half.
gonna put it on this thing.
Heal, heal, heal. You're trying to focus on that. You kind of lost the fight as soon as your Bastion died to a Torb turret.
Lost
Feels
fight.
bad. You have a Sombra. Okay.
Ghost Star, could you go Junkrat by any chance?
I don't know how Sombra dies
Close to
there.
Bastion ult.
Good hook. Good job.
Pulling his Zarya. Oh shit. Fuck that.
Their May
Yeah,
just
May
tucked
wall's
them
safe.
over.
Feels good.
Good hook. Feels bad.
Alright, I don't think it's gonna work out for me. I'm just gonna, well,
Unlucky.
Can you play Mercy? I
So
can
you've got
play.
some good hooks on
Yeah,
the
I can go ahead.
tanks.
Oh my god, he's body locking me.
Yeah. So your Mercy's trying to make something happen. You're shooting that.
just,
Not
gonna
bad.
wait for.
You have ult. So what are we trying to accomplish with the ult?
They left room half.
Yep. And now if you hook her right here, like you do, she dies. Unless the wall. Feels bad. And he gets bubbled.
May down. Brigitte left room with me. Brigitte no
Okay.
ult.
I mean, it's good of you to pursue that, but their team is peeling, and your team didn't peel for the May, which is a feels bad. You
Zarya
heal
won.
when you're anti,
Sorry, I actually won.
and your team was in here. Feels bad.
Brigitte's on me.
Oh,
Reinhardt
Ryan
left side.
dies there. That's important. That's
Sorry,
key.
I have.
So now, you guys,
left side.
you guys are popping off.
Brigitte half. Anna under the bridge. Pulling Anna
Your
in one.
Mercy, you see that Mercy's shooting at something.
Oh my god.
Go in.
You're right.
No wall.
Anna's half. She has no nade. She's moving into the right side
They have a
room.
Bastion? Up top behind us?
No, that's
Anna
Reinhardt.
down.
Can you boost me
Four
and
of them
attack me?
side behind us.
And I'm full health tank.
May's behind
Yeah,
on me,
I was
May's
waiting
behind
for
on
the
me.
shield because I'm not sure.
We'll push a card.
So I heard the Reinhardt. I knew he was going for this ult. You heard him. That was Ryan, not Bastion. We'll see how it goes. Nice hook though. That was huge. Which is good. Your hog playstyle is a protector playstyle, which is really good. It's not bad. It's you protect the flanks and you watch out and you try to flank and play make from that, which is good.
Oh, fuck that turret.
Which is good that you're just pressuring May off because May can just. You're telling May go screw yourself and go away because your team's backline is important.
Orb on card.
Torb dies to Bastion. Mwah! Good hook. There you go.
We got it. Nice. Pulling Moira.
So yeah, your hooks are good, are pretty good. But
Heals
I
on
still
card.
don't. Let's see. Okay, so what's the ult economy actually?
Get this
Come on, game.
pirate ship rolling. Yields on card.
All right, so you guys. Let's see here. You guys have Bastion, Nano, Junkrat, and they used Molten. They used Rhine. They used that. They probably are building up a Grav, and they have Nano. So we'll see how you guys deal with Nano.
Get this pirate ship rolling.
Pirate ship rolling. Okay, now if
Zarya.
huge, good job. Darn good job. Like, unlucky that the hook disconnects. Unlucky there, but good hook. Good hook. Halt hook combos, especially when you're duo with this. If you, because you don't actually have to like be a god tier hooker, like you know what I mean. that if you halt into a hook, halt into a headshot, halt bash, halts are great. They're like, oh no, you're coming here. And if you pull their main
Yeah,
tank
me.
like that,
And no berry, no Ryan field.
yep, their
Right,
barrier
right,
is
shield.
down. Yep, you didn't
Yeah,
need
no
to
thanks.
hook that. They're walling you. You shoot through it. Shooting Torb turret, nice.
Pulling Torb.
So, like that right there, he says he's pulling Torb, and you saw that he was going to get pulled. He's probably dead anyway.
Behind me, behind.
He's
So you,
sleeping.
Why would you wake her up?
I thought you were gonna shoot her. Ryan on cart. Ryan
good
down.
hook.
Maze low.
She goes to
One
Mega,
behind.
but you know she's still
Where's
there,
left side
which is
of
good that
stairs?
you went to go peel for that.
More on cart.
We're on cart.
You kill Moira.
We're on cart.
You alt.
Mage
Not a
behind.
bad idea.
We're still on cart, guys.
You guys win the fight.
Got the May.
Your hooks are great.
Pulling.
Like your hooks are fantastic.
Got the Anna. Anna 1.
Reinhardt goes up top.
Like I love your hog. Your hog is great. Your Zarya could do some work. Your hog looks fantastic
And we
though.
have Anna ult.
But we'll see. I like that you're
Mercy,
going
try
up.
and save
You're taking
yours.
space.
Anna Bastion, you guys can.
That's
combo
awesome.
this Fight.
They have a Bastion now.
They have a Bastion.
You wait. You hook. Bastion dies. Awesome. Beautiful.
Got him anyways.
And now you're going back up.
May underneath, two underneath.
Pulling.
And remember though, like quick note, you hooking something doesn't mean that you even need to get the kill. Someone else on your team can kill this person you're hooking.
He's underneath.
So,
They're behind
It's
us.
so low.
so that once again, that was in range.
And Zarya are behind us.
Halt hook. Halt hook. You saw it pulled somebody.
It's so low.
I guess in that scenario it would have been questionable because of a bubble, but
Zarya are behind us.
because you didn't know if it was pulling that, but you're watching flank. Doing that.
Any more
Good job. Good hook. Shoot, finish, and you're awesome. You played that very well. And now you're just telling them to cook off. Now, when they have a bastion, if you hook their bastion, he dies almost immediately. Good job.
Winnable.
So you guys can win this now. Maybe.
I think it's just
Solo
Yep.
carry.
carry
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, Mercy combo with
Not bad, not bad at all. Now you're at 18 HP and you died. Alright.
down a hog.
I have
Good
3
shield.
Unlucky
seconds to
that-
res. We can
You
get in there,
almost
I'll
hit
res
that.
do this.
Yep, and then
Space.
whoo, so your ult wasn't bad. But if you did it while backing up and keeping yourself alive and then pushing back in with your team while they're still down, oh, it would have been awesome.
Somewhere to the right.
No, just minor discrepancies. And Moria's still behind. Moria no fade. Rhine, you hook Rhine. Healing.
God, so much.
You're getting healed.
So much GG.
You got CC'd. You charge your stuff. You're anti, and you die here. There's no way you get out of that. That's just a grab. They grab you, and then they have a bastion shooting you.
At the water.
Like, with the male grab, no, you're dead. Like, you just accept the fight, lost, they die, you die. It's just a little unlucky though. So now you don't have a main tank. Now you're on Winston. Alright. So they have a Bastion, and you're playing Winston. We'll see how you play this.
Rushing the Rhine.
And you jump in. 3, 2, 1.
Rhine shield only broken.
What?
Turn around.
No way.
Rhino shield, use that. I can't see you. But make
So the May walled you, and you jump back. So you play Winston really well. Because I thought you were going to jump in, die, and do that. But you just hit W in, which is awesome. I mean, what you could have done is taken the high ground, but you just hit W, which is fine.
Zarya?
May have.
It's fantastic.
He's
They got
one.
Bastion's shooting at you right now. Mercy's on you. You drop. So now your goal is to try to front tank that or avoid it entirely because you're Winston and you don't have any cooldowns.
We still have time.
So let's see. So they lost a lot though. It's probably gonna get, yeah, there's no way you don't get a kill with
Still have time.
Junkrat Bomb.
We're right here. We'll fall whenever we get close. Whenever y'all get closer.
You gotta use that. And you bubble. You bubble. You bubble. There's no bubble. There's your bubble. You jump up. May's ult builds a lot faster than people give it credit for, and Bastion's just Bastion. So in that engagement, I think they're just the bubble, but yeah. So your Zarya wasn't great. Your Diva was together. You understood the synergy of Winston Diva, which is good. But if you, like, your Winston was great. You just walked in, zapped things, jumped out. Walked in, zapped things, jumped out. Walked in, zapped things, jump out. And it was great. Like, you're playing push and pull with Winston, which is exactly what I would be doing. And your hog was awesome. But if you did the exact same thing with Winston on Diva, you'd do a lot better. Let's see. But yeah. So, and then so when you play Zarya, tell yourself to wait on the bubbles. And yeah, that's what I would do. Because Zarya is very difficult, but a very, very easy carry hero with Zarya Hog are both carry heroes and a lot of potential in the lower ranks. And just in general, because if you get some good hooks and shut teams down, oh, it's easy. But, so if you tell yourself, like, wait on the bubbles, like, if they die, but wait on the bubbles and get used to that. Like, don't use a bubble. Tell yourself, no bubble. They can live. No bubble. Bubble yourself. Like, if you wait on yourself with a bubble, and then you do that, because that's what that is. And then if you wait, they're going to live. Just tell them yourself, they're going to live, they're going to live, they're going to live, and now they're going to die. Like, when it's confirmed they're going to die, then you projectile barrier. Might save them. That would be what I would say, is if you do that a lot more, yeah. Because your positioning isn't bad for silver rank, for what you're trying to accomplish. Your positioning wasn't bad. And I would say it was cut off a little bit, but that's not your biggest flaw. So, and we're working on big flaws here, which is just your cooldown management. Now we're in the next game. Hanamura attack with Junk. Soldier damage. Ryan Zarya, which is fantastic. Let's see how you do it.
Together.
Going hard right.
One called right. You're going right side.
That he's probably in the cheese spot.
Your Junk gets a pick.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's not in the cheese spot. Oh, we got a kill.
Your Reinhardt. So yeah, see. Oh, let's bubble Ryan just because he's going in. But there's no damage. He's not gonna die.
There's a junk wrap behind us.
That was a good bubble. That was a really good bubble. That was a good. That was a good bubble. Like that was a good bubble because your brig is like tunnel vision on. Go in there and swing, which is good. You're reloading, and you kill Zarya.
Fuck her up. Yeah.
You bubble,
Make that cram object.
and now you have projectile. You projectile your friend. Where? Alright, your brig might die. There it is. It's not a bad bubble.
Block into your wrist from getting you.
You've been playing this fight a lot better. So when you're in the fight, because you use bubbles on cooldown, because you're wanting to use that 8-second cooldown for like 5 charge when 5 charge doesn't matter. Good job.
Watch for the Hanzo.
Nice job. So yeah, the one thing you could have done differently. Nah, you played that very well.
Very nice.
Very well.
Beautiful.
I mean, other than the Rhine bubble in the beginning, questionable, but
Like a professional team. Who's a smurf?
Go all the way top right. All the way top right again.
and you know to go top right because that's where Ryan Zarya wants to fight with a junk. Yep. Especially with Orisa. And your team doesn't listen to you, so it feels bad sometimes.
Wait for the Reinhardt first. Alright.
Reinhardt goes in,
Bubble.
and you bubbled him, which is awesome. Then you take the lead, and you are now losing a lot of HP.
Not the Zarya, not the Zarya.
But you go through, and you need to back up a little bit. Good bubbles, good bubbles, good bubbles. You almost have grab. That was good. I was worried you would have died there, but Ryan went hit W, and you backed up slightly when you realized how fast your health was burning, which is really good. So you guys are just gonna absolutely. That was a good grab because unlucky that Orisa used that early, but you did it. You didn't really need grab to win that because you steamrolled them hard.
Have you guys played this game before?
Dude, this is my first time playing.
Dude,
Bought this account. Dude. That we did.
What?
So let's see. So there was nothing, like, I was a little concerned if you died there though, you would have lost the fight. If you died on the stairs. So if Ryan didn't save you, if you backed up a little bit behind Reinhardt, but you got a little greedy, but other than that, very well done. Like, very well.
Together we are strong.
Yep. So let's see here. Got like 40 seconds. Where's your starting position? At the choke. Not a bad thing.
Soldier, do you... Oh, okay.
Not a bad thing.
Boy, you are so far.
I'm in right side. You got a soldier and a Reinhardt.
Okay, and wait, did you bubble like I want you to earlier, or did you just walk out with bubble?
You got a soldier and a Reinhardt.
So yeah, if you walk out, wait for the soldier to chip down on your shields just a bit, because shields recharge if you sit behind a barrier and don't take damage. They recharge or they get healed. Might have gotten a bit more. Junkrat, which is just telling him to cuck off.
You're still right side.
Don't bubble,
Up
don't
top.
bubble.
You guys watch out.
Don't bubble. Ryan still has a shield. Ryan still has a shield. You don't need to bubble very much.
No nade.
That wasn't a bad bubble. Not bad, not bad. You're looking to bubble.
Zarya's one.
That was a good bubble. So the reason why that was a good bubble is because their Junkrat's just spamming everywhere, and your Reinhardt wants to swing and not hold up his shield. Good bubble on the Rhine because Rhine is good. Brig can do whatever. Brig. You're slept, but you're awake.
hold on.
Thanks. Soldier's the healer now.
Soldier is the healer.
Someone to the right behind us.
You're pressuring,
There's a
which
jump.
is
Oh,
awesome.
there's a jump. I was like, I feel like I hear footsteps.
I got it.
See, look at that. Look at that. See, you went out, waited, then you bubbled. And look how much you got. You went from 60 to 90 rather than the earlier bubble that you got gave you about 25-ish. So that's like 5%
Well, I gotta recharge.
on a consistent basis. 5 could, like, you know, by waiting 1 second, you get an extra 5 by waiting a little bit. And then you go back to get healed by Moira anyway. It's like great. Unlucky, you got shattered. Your Ryan was not supposed to choke. You down in the fight, you die. This is lost.
Oh, it's winnable.
It's not winnable. That's far from winnable.
This fight is not
You are down
there,
3.
What do I know? Carry me, Mom.
Now it's winnable. The heck? Gee. The heck did you guys do to make it winnable? Oh, you guys just survived, I guess.
Watch out for the soldier. Gate.
Oh, Zarya, come back.
Zarya. And no bubble.
Bad, not bad. Your tracking is good. Healing. So where did you use projectile here? Did you just use projectile?
Watch out for the soldier. Gate.
Saw he was taking some damage, which is okay.
Zarya, come back.
So with both of these bubbles, you gained 10 energy per bubble.
Zarya.
So we'll
And
see
no
how it
bubble.
goes.
Oh, go back to the door.
Well, let's see. Because the projectile barrier on the Hanzo versus... On the Hanzo is not going to die. He has 2 healers with him. He's not going to die. And he's, Oh, one of your settings you need to turn on while I mention this. Your number one thing as Zarya especially, and as like your playstyle that will suit you a lot better, is you need to turn on friendly HP pools. So you don't know what your friend here is at HP wise, and you didn't know what Hanzo's at. Just saw that now. I don't think. Unless you have that on. Good bubble. Yeah, see.
Welcome to the jam.
That's a good. Okay,
Go back,
bubble.
go back, go back, go back. I do not have bubble for you. I do not have bubble for you.
I'm feeding. Leave me alone. Let me feed. I'm not feeding anymore.
Not a
Oh
bad
God, he
bubble.
wants
Not a bad grab, but I mean, who's gonna follow up on your grab? I mean, it's not your biggest problem though. Oh, okay. Yeah, you did good with the grab. The grab wasn't bad. They just countered, did it. You guys are still gonna win this. I think you got pretty lucky there. And then you're just bubbling to gain energy. Bubbling to gain energy is good when you're winning the fight, unless you need to when you're trading evenly. But if at like the end of a fight like this, gaining that little bit of energy could help. Because now they're just gonna come back off cooldown and be just fine. So yeah.
Pretty sure that Ryan ulted. Oh, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
he did.
How'd you die?
Yep. You're walking out, and then you walk out. So that was lucky, because you walk out, and they should know what you're gonna do. You walk out, you're trying to gain energy.
Oh, how did I get pinned by that?
You got pinned because you were standing in front of it.
Man's dying. Yes, I have 1 health. Save me. No! You tried so hard,
fight is not
soldier.
over.
I really appreciate the effort to do.
30 seconds remaining.
So you've lost both
Oh, he's
tanks,
doing it.
but you've not lost any healers, so you're sustaining.
So close,
Leave me
so
alone.
close. Oh, I
Alright.
got fucking 4 minutes off of that? Are you kidding me? I hate that it gives you fucking 4 minutes. Ryan's beating
sorry,
you
Ryan,
by
I tried
himself.
It's not a bad bubble, because the Reinhardt's alone, but... See, now, you could have saved Moira, though, with that bubble. See? Because, what are you going to do with this charge? You're going to melt... Like, your no cooldowns... Could have saved Moira. See, because if you thought twice about bubbling that, see, it was a bad bubble. Isaac, what's up? Hey, Mirik. Just doing a VOD review for my guy here, Falgrim. So, as I was saying, the bubble here was bad because he was fine. He was in no danger. Projectile barrier is supposed to be used to save teammates. No face cam because I need to see what's going on the screen. When I get to my gameplay later, when I'm done with this, I'm almost done. I can just turn on face cam again and set that up. So it's a coming soon to you. But yeah, that's what I would be doing.
Fuck.
Okay, now you walk it. You did it again.
Yeah.
You did it again. Because you didn't even need to bubble yourself. And this was just, I'm assuming, a missed bubble. Because you wanted to get Rhine. Unlucky there. Good, good. That wasn't a bad projectile. Not a bad self. We're watching Twitch, and I don't have Twitch Prime. That's why I like the YouTube. Because I'm only here for the face cam. Oh, well, that's good to hear. Glad that I've got consistent stuff. Good grief. Oh my word. It's a little rough. And are we done? So you're up in the fight. Now you're rallying. You hear rally. You go with rally.
Fucking reload time.
What the heck are you doing on point? Come on! Honesty is the best policy though, Mirik. Top notch. So, position-wise, you should be with Ryan now. Pursuing. You're getting shot from somewhere. Okay, this is Zarya. Okay, good. No, it's not a bad thing that you didn't go with him, but why you all hate on Ana? Because Ana at silver can get out-healed by a Mercy hitting mouse 1 on everyone. Too much healing.
So funny.
Oh my god,
Stop
I lose
it.
my shit.
Yeah. This also helps that you guys have a lot of consistent heals out of Moira and Brig this time. Which is good, but... And it helps, that's for sure. Not a bad bubble. Good bubble there. Because you're just trying to front face it. You've used your ult, you're like, oh, let me finish them off. When you'd listened to your podcast. Thanks, man. But, okay. You've up 3 in the fight. Your response is to grab.
Why?
I can't.
Yeah.
You're on the main gate hydrant.
So,
Nice.
so I would say what you need to do, Falgrim, talking to you at a heart-to-heart here, is before you use any cooldowns, I don't care what you do in the meantimes, but like before and after cooldowns, but to use a cooldown, I want you to stop, think, and what is it gonna do? Like even if it kills a person, by having you stop and think, even if that kills a person on your team, just stop and think for a second, because if you do that often, you'll get used to stopping and thinking, and it'll become faster and faster, and you'll just not have anybody die.
Yeah. Zarya and Ana are
So-
out here by themselves. Ana, she's half.
If you train your body to do that, you're tac visoring when you should win the fight anyway. He gets 2 kills.
On point. No ticks.
Got lucky. You've used projectile barrier on a target who has no one shooting him.
He's half.
You're getting healed. Awesome.
Right. Nice. No ticks. No ticks.
Not bad.
No more ults.
Not
We
bad.
got nothing.
Where's the new fist?
I know.
was thinking
After
about
this, I gotta get some water because I've been talking too much. I forgot that last time I did this, the same thing
My
happened.
ultimate is charging.
Yeah, I know.
Where they at?
You can peek them.
They're going
You're
main.
covered. That tickles.
Coming main? Coming main?
I know what that feels. Not a bad bubble. Good bubbles. And you guys die.
I would
Order
fucking
You're gonna grab.
fly.
Stuff happens.
Whoa.
They cap.
Here, that's still good.
Perseverance is the key.
Stuff happens.
Fast.
I don't need you to focus on enemy ultimates right now. That's not a concern right now.
Time to work.
Sam.
Namaste.
Do Sim? Do it. Play that Sim.
Who are you playing?
Together,
Oh, you were
we
DPS.
are
That's fine.
strong.
Just wanted to make sure the healers recover. That's more important.
Get this stronghold.
Zarya Hog. Do you have merch? I don't even know where to get merch. Mirik. I don't know where to get merch. No idea.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds. Moving behind my barrier.
I don't really like Orisa Zarya, but we'll see. I'm not concerned about your help with team comps.
One. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
DPS more, obviously. So the only reason why that bubble was good, how much longer you have to do this? 20 minutes probably. What does he play there? Oh, he plays Hog. Yeah, no, this will be the last game because he's got the same stuff problem every time.
Nice.
But as I was saying, the only reason that bubble was good was because... So it's probably got like 4 minutes remaining. Yeah, 4 minutes and all. Which is fine. You're in his face. Diva's demaxed because you eat her alive. Lucio, you're pursuing.
My teleporter is online. 30 seconds.
Pulling Junkrat.
Lucio's going behind us.
Nice shot. Good shot.
Lucio is so far behind us. Lucio's on point.
Need some heals. Moira, can you
Don't
come
bubble. You're tunnel visioning though.
back? Run, Moira. They have Winston now. Running Winston, Ryan.
You wanted to bubble Orisa, which was okay.
Running to point.
You're not at any meet, so
There's one.
like again, you're thinking without, or you're doing without thinking. Falgrim, you've bubbled yourself here without doing anything. When this fight is still winnable by them, it's not like, oh, overtime we just win anyway, which is what's happening. But
Right. Wall.
you guys just clean up.
We'll see.
I think we.
you want me to go Lucio?
So now you're running Hammond,
We just gotta get to the point.
Zarya.
They just be a little longer.
Aw, Pixel, thanks for
We
the
have 6 minutes,
follow.
plenty of time
I
to
didn't
go.
see it, sorry. So now we are going
Where are we going?
straight down main. So there is a lot of stuff you can do with Zarya Hammond. Is fun. Good bubble, because you saw that he was gonna get taken out. Not bad front line. You have projectile now. Good projectile.
Carissa.
There you
Go to
go.
point, go to point.
Go to point. Go to point. On point.
Perfect, perfect bearbles. There you go.
Junkrat to the right.
I know they were like
Sorry,
straightforward.
on left. On your left.
Now you bubble. Good job. Exactly. Perfect. Perfect.
Nice zone. Wrecking ball
That's what you
zone.
should be doing, because you're thinking, like if you thought, like took 1 second, is he in danger? Is he in danger? Just ask that as Zarya. Is he in danger? Answer is yes. Bubble. If the answer is no, no bubble. But yeah. That is what it is. Let's see here. Why do I? Alright, cool. Alright, but that is it. So ask the questions and think before you do, and you will climb. Now it's time for me to play.